Hello there, all Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we have your November 2025 money and career reading here for you. Neptune, your one of your planetary rulers there. Neptune is turning direct in your sign December 10th. Okay, so we do have some forward movement for you coming in a little bit after November. Okay, we also have Saturn going direct in your sign on the 27th. For some of you, this is a do-over. This is your opportunity to create your dreams, create your visions, turn something into reality, revive a lost opportunity perhaps, right? It's the last time that these planets are going to be in your sign, I think in your lifetime. So, we can really use this advantage to turn our visions, our dreams, our goals into reality. All right. We do also have throughout the entire month, Mercury retrograde. I'm sorry to say it is the last retrograde of the year, if that's a positive for you. But Mercury is already in its shadow period as I do this reading, and it will be retrograde until November 29th, and it will cross both Scorpio and Sagittarius. Okay, so it can be a little fiery, can be a little intense, it can be a little bit dramatic here as well, along with the other little technology and communication snafus and potential travel snafus that we can also have with Mercury retrograde. So just keep your wits about you, stay grounded, and use the benefits of Mercury retrograde to rethink, refocus, regroup, renew, and take your time before responding. Take your time before making any important decisions, especially with your money. Full moon in Taurus, November 5th. So look back 6 months ago to the new moon in Taurus. What were your intentions? What were you starting? What was going on around you? All clues as to what this particular full moon may mean for you. But Taurus rules our second house of money, our income, how we make it, how we spend it, where we invest it, the things we buy, and how we feel about money, our beliefs around money, and also our value, our worth. So you might be tossing out some old belief systems with this full moon. You could also just have a closing of a chapter, a completion of a cycle. You could also have something coming to fruition for you here as well. And it can be really positive. New moon in Scorpio on the 19th, okay, brings about a sense of rebirth, change, renewal, and transformation to our lives. And so we can use this lunation for something new, a better start, better way, or something brand spanking new. Let's see what we've got for you. We've got attachment, card number 5. Okay, so letting go of the old, right? Old belief systems, negative ways of thinking, letting go of fear, okay? Letting go of control, all right? We all have that within us, okay? And so there's something here that you've either been obsessing over, that you have too much attachment to, okay? Or something that just needs to go, all right? Old belief systems, those kind of things. And again, you know, Neptune and Saturn both direct in your sign, and they're going to leave permanently in 2026, okay? So over the next couple of months, right, is your really good time to cleanse and purge. Attachment can also represent where we're committed to, but it's become unhealthy, right? It's gray, right? It's not filled with life and laughter and love and happiness and joy and abundance. No, quite the opposite. We're stuck, okay? So some of you here, if you are in a career path that's no longer fulfilling, if you work for a company where you're like, I don't want to go to work every day. I'm attached to this situation because I need a paycheck, but I'm not doing this for the good of my health. Okay, so this shows that there's something here that's turned a little bit dark and we need to change it. So you could potentially have some endings in your future. So in the month of November with Mercury retrograde, you could be really thinking about where you are. Where am I? Am I in alignment with my goals and my dreams? Saturn, your sign, goal-oriented, right? Neptune, dreams, okay? What am I not seeing as well? Okay, and so you might be discovering some truths about yourself and your situation. You could even have like some bad spending habits as well. Does money trickle through your fingers like water, right? Do we need to do something else? So something here, okay, has its grip upon you, and it's time to let it go. We also have the Temple Path. All right, card number 12. Now, you are the 12th sign of the Zodiac. 12 also represents endings, right? Last sign of the Zodiac. But 12 is also representative of the Hanged Man energy, taking a step back, letting things go, stepping into the flow of things, looking at the big picture, the potential, the possibilities. This is where we get a light bulb. This is where we get that aha moment. We get enlightenment that way. So the Temple Path is showing you that you've been on a path, you've been on a journey, but you may be at the end of the road. Okay. And it might just be something internally within you, within a belief system or a habit, but it could be something in your external world. And you could over the next couple of months, be willing to leave something behind, to start fresh, to start new. But whatever your situation is, you might be discovering something here at the end of the path. You've been working hard towards something, and now you might be seeing the results, the fruits of your labor. It's like, I'm done. Yes, finally, right? So it could be something that brings you some more money or opens the doors to things like promotions or raises or different investment opportunities, perhaps, right? Because you've been working really hard on something. And so you could be getting ready to reap some rewards. But no matter what your situation is, the Temple Path is guided by spirit. So pay attention to signs, symbols, synchronicities, repeating numbers, your dreams, songs on the radio, whatever it happens to be. You're being guided somewhere, and you might not know what it's all about at this point. So follow the guidance, follow your intuition, and you just might find something really wonderful and really positive. Let's get some more cards and see what else we've got coming out for you. Got the Two of Swords, Page of Swords, Three of Wands. Interesting. So the Two of Swords, you might be trying to make some very important decisions. You might also feel like, you're at a little bit of a crossroads here. Do I keep going on the path that I'm currently on? Is it time to make a change? Am I happy where I am? When we get the Two of Swords, we do kind of go inwards. It is one that reminds us that, number one, not everything is yes or no. There's quite often a hidden option. Or there's what I like to call the gray area of things, right? There's black and white, but then it's quite often that gray area where we can find a little bit of magic, or we can create something a little bit more in tune with what we're looking for, right? When we look at everything cut and dried, right, and that's not always where the answers lie. The magic is somewhere in the middle there often. So the Two of Swords can remind you that there might be a hidden path or a hidden option or a hidden opportunity that you just haven't quite seen yet. It is also one of turning inward and listening to yourself and your intuition when you're faced with decisions. Because ultimately, we don't need something external to show us the path, to show us the way, or to give us the answers. We already know the answer, and it lies within us. But we do need to go inward. So again, this retrograde can actually be really helpful for you, because we're turning inwards, or we're taking a step back before we go forwards. But once you make a decision, or once you figure out the answer, Page of Swords, beautiful. This can deliver us some good news. We can get some exciting messages in. We can get some clarity. The Page of Swords is quite often filled with new, innovative ideas for the future. Things that are exciting, things that are, maybe a little bit weird or off the beaten path, but can also ultimately be really wonderful and really exciting for us. The Page of Swords is quite often filled with big ideas, isn't scared of trying something new, all right, or doing things in a different way, all right, and just kind of goes for things, right? Just like, yes, first I'm going to get the clarity that I need, and then I'm going to pitter patter, let's get out or hop to it. So you could be filled with some ideas. You could also be reviving some old ideas. Okay, and this is where you make a decision to move forward. Now, the Page of Swords is also, pages can certainly bring messages, news, information, those kind of things. Usually something really quite exciting, especially in the upright. It can be something brand new, or it can be something that can help us get over a hurdle, over a challenge. The Page of Swords does carry a sword, wields a mighty sword, and that sword can help us detach from patterns, habits, behaviors, situations, people, all those things that really just aren't serving us well anymore. And so, we're more than ready to make a little bit of a change and cut something loose out of our lives so we can be a little bit free. All right. But the Page of Swords is also known as a little bit of the lurker of the tarot. Does tend to be tied with technology and innovation, and also, of course, new ways of communication or better communication. So this can be where you might need to, if you need to have a conversation with anybody, find new ways to get your point across. Okay. This can also be about discovery. And so technology may in some way help you, or be where you find some sort of opportunity, an opportunity to make some money or to forge another career path. All right. We do have a Three of Wands here. So first we get the ideas, we get the clarity, we make some decisions, and then Three of Wands. Now for the timing. Now for the timing. I'm keeping my options open. I'm keeping my sights on the prize. I'm open. I'm ready. I'm willing for some change. I'm ready to create my life, or I'm ready to go out and have some fun. Okay. The Three of Wands does carry with it a sense of adventure, a sense of a potentially entrepreneurial or creative spirit. But we are keeping our options open there. It's like, I know what I want. I'm going to go get it. Now I'm just waiting for the right time or the right opportunity. But I am keeping an open mind at the same time. It is a 3, so it speaks to our creativity. Okay. But I do feel for some of you here, maybe if you've been really kind of stuck a little bit, or you've got a case of the blues. Okay. I feel like maybe you are, looking out there, and you're like, I kind of need a vacation. And so you might be spending some money on yourself. Because, of course, don't forget your money and career reading. It's not just about money coming in. It's also about money going out. And so you might be spending some money on yourself to give yourself that little rest and relaxation that you may desperately require right about now. Now, of course, like I said, we do have Mercury retrograde, not always the best time for travel or making travel plans. However, planets are going to do what the planets are going to do, and we are living in our 3D world, right? So, life goes on. And sometimes, even though planetary aspects might not be 100% favorable for doing certain things, sometimes the timing of things we can't always control. You might have a certain window of opportunity at work where this is the time I can take vacation. I can't go anywhere else. Everything's booked. So if you do need to go traveling or making those plans, double and triple check everything. Keep copies of your documentation. Keep copies of your confirmations. Keep an eye on your luggage. And of course, get to the airport early. Okay, just in case there's travel snafus. All right, and this will all be part and parcel of a happy journey. Okay. But with that Three of Wands, some of you are ready for a change. You're ready for a journey. You're ready to make some moves. Whether you're moving your house, whether you're moving where you work. Some of you might just be ready for just a change in scenery. Like maybe your workplace isn't that bad. You might make decent money, but you might have outgrown your position. And so you might be kind of, looking elsewhere within your company. Is there any positions opening up, or even if it's in another department or something where I can maybe be challenged a little bit or use my creative talents, during the course of that position. So you could just be getting like ants in your pants there And sometimes we feel like we've hit a bit of a glass ceiling and we are ready for just something a little bit of change, not necessarily life-changing change, but like just that little bit of change to infuse some fresh energy there. So you may, by keeping some options open or by keeping a lookout, right? 3 of Wands, we're keeping a lookout, right? By keeping a lookout, you just might find something interesting. Got the 2 of Cups. This card keeps coming out. The 2 of Cups and the 7 of Swords, both of those keep coming out, as well as the Death card. Not surprising, but 2 of Cups, partnerships. Not necessarily teamwork, but 2 people, right? So partnerships, things coming together, things coming into alignment. 2 of Cups does tend to be friendship, romantic partnerships, business partnerships. We're partnering up with the right people at the right place at the right time. So things are coming together. Some of you may need to get your household finances back on track. The 2 of Cups, right, shows that if you work together, you can get things back in alignment, back in balance, whatever that looks like to you. The 2 of Cups can also show, I mean, you've got a 2 and a 2, right? The 2 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. So again, you know, some of you are really kind of at this little bit of a crossroads here. Am I feeling good? Are things in alignment for me here right now? Or is there something that I need to change, or do I need to look for something new? And again, you might be making some important decisions on who or what you are committed to. But the 2 of Cups showing up shows that you can either get your current situation back on track, get your bank account back on track, get your finances back on track, get your life back on track, you know, balanced, balance between work and home, you know, that kind of thing, whatever that looks like to you. Okay. And so you can repair something, but you can also have the potential and the possibility to find something new where those pieces just fit. Got the 5 of Wands as well, right in the heart of your reading too. Ooh, okay. And we've got the 6 of Coins. All right. So the 5 of Wands, okay, yes, it can be conflict. It can be drama. So there could be some drama, maybe family drama with siblings, some drama within your workplace. Like I said at the beginning of your reading, the Mercury retrograde does have some intense, fiery, potentially dramatic aspects to it. So this can be where it's showing up for you here. You can't control what other people do and say, but you can control your reactions to it and your response, emotional or otherwise, to it. Okay, so you might be very well advised to just ground and protect your energy as you go through the month. You do feel things deeply, and a lot of you are empaths. So you don't want to carry someone else's negative energy with you, and so you might just need to walk away from the situation or carry those protections with you so that you can just reflect some negativity right back out to where it came from. But the 5 of Wands can also be exciting, right? It doesn't have to be negative. It can also be exciting. It is one of activity. So it can be a very active month for you. You can have a lot of people working together, 5 of Wands, and it's just that it's like A-type personalities, okay? Think of your siblings at your holiday gathering, right? You know, everyone, you know, it's family, people get together. For the most part, there's also, you know, kind of like a competition for being number one, or, you know, someone has to outdo or outshine the other person, you know, that kind of thing. A little bit of sibling rivalry kind of thing might come up there for you, but it can translate into the workplace sometimes. But I do get the 5 of Wands when we are willing to compete for what we want. Whether that means going to talk to your existing boss or whether that means looking for something new. We're putting ourselves out there. Are there other people battling 5 of Wands for also the same thing that we want? Probably. But unless we throw ourselves into that competitive pool of soup, okay, we're never going to get something, right? So if you're looking for a job that makes more money, or a job that's more fulfilling, or you're just looking for a change, or you're looking for something, right? Unless you put yourself out there, right, you're not going to find those things just sitting on the couch, most likely. All right. So I do get the 5 of Wands quite often when people are competing for a job, competing for love, right? Competing for those kind of things, because a lot of people want the same thing and there can only be one winner. But this can be a call to action. Okay, you might have the ability to be a leader and kind of get people working together instead of trying to outdo each other and tear each other apart. And that can be, if you've got that skill set, because you can be a very emotionally intelligent leader here, Pisces. And if you have those skills, quite often they come naturally to you, because that you really can't teach that. Okay, then you might have an ability to find something that can be, the payoff can be really good. And we do have a 6 of coins here for you. Okay, honest day's work for an honest day's pay, getting that promotion, getting that raise, balancing out your finances, right? Or getting rewarded for what you put out there, right? Whatever you put out there flows back to you. The 6 of coins can bring surprises. It can bring some extra money. And it can bring, something that restores a healthy vibe within your financial sector in some way. It is one of balance. Okay, so it's balancing your checkbook, balancing your household budget. Okay, also, if you've got household finances that have gone a little bit sideways here, we can bring these back together. It's like, okay, we restore some sort of equality, whatever that looks like for you. But the 6 of coins is a merchant card as well. And it is one where sometimes we hire another person. We've got the boss there doling out money, and we've got 2 people here, getting their paycheck. So it may be a situation sometimes where if you've been short-staffed at work, okay, someone finally hires somebody to, replace someone who potentially left. Sometimes when people leave a company, we've all been there. Sometimes people leave a company and then, boss or management starts thinking, well, do we really need to replace this person? Yeah, you absolutely do. So they might do the right thing and replace somebody. So, people taking on extra workload can finally get a little bit of a break. Taking on extra workload in a short term is wonderful, but it's usually not a long-term solution. So this is where someone else can get hired. If you have your own business, you might hire an employee to take care of the little humdrum day-to-day stuff, so you can focus on running the business or expanding it in some way. But that 6 of coins can be a very charitable card. It can be a very helpful card, but it can also be one where money or something positive flows back to you. We like to have that 6 of coins come up. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, the tides are turning for you here, Pisces. We love the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Hermit, and we've got the Ace of Wands, and there you go. Okay, so a little bit of up and down energy for the first part of your month, and then look what happens. Woohoo! So things are changing here with the Wheel of Fortune, and changing for the better. You're on the up and up. You might have a little bit of luck on your side. You could have an opportunity to expand and grow in some way. The Wheel of Fortune, though, does bring you into the generous flow of the universe and is in a cycle of increase. Okay, increased opportunities, increased money, finding yourself at the right place at the right time. Sometimes things can just magically happen for you. Okay. And we do have an Ace of Wands here. So we can have things that are manifesting for you, something exciting. We can have you following your passion and your goals. This can be the opportunity that you've been waiting for with the 3 of Wands. Okay. And here you go. Booyah. All right. But that aces can be very lucky. Ace of Wands can be very exciting and something in alignment with what you're manifesting into your life. So you could be setting some intentions, okay, but you could have something that's coming to fruition for you as well. But we do also have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. So you may potentially be partnering up with a Virgo, okay, or we could be doing Virgo-y type things. And Virgo-y type things is focusing on our health, happiness, and well-being, focusing on our day-to-day life, right? Where we go, where we work, how many hours in a day we work. What does our daily life look like? Is it balanced, healthy, and happy, or is it turbulent and stress filled, right? So with the Hermit energy, we do turn inward a little bit, and it's to fix or heal a situation. So you do have the potential to turn something here around, and to get things back on track. Okay. And you also have a sense of peace here with this. Okay. But with the Hermit, we can also be turning inward. And again, the month of November is one of turning inward. And after a time of introspection, and don't forget both Saturn and Neptune in your sign have been retrograde, and late November and early December, they will both turn direct. So this is like, I've been kind of in hermit mode for a bit, or I've been, just kind of assessing things. I've been thinking about what I want. What's my purpose here? We do soul searching with the Hermit card. And, once we get those answers, then we take action. So first we pause, then we take action. So you might get some answers, you might get some clarity, you might figure out a sense of purpose, or you might figure out what you want and what needs to change. And the Wheel of Fortune can certainly help you bring some changes and move forward in a really positive way. But the Wheel of Fortune can bring surprises and, like I said, a little bit of luck to the table for you. So we like that one. And don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If someone offers you help, support, or an opportunity, you may want to give that a little bit of an examination, because it could be something really wonderful. We want to open the doors, and we want to keep the doors open. All right. But yes, there could be some excitement, a little bit of buzz in the air for you. Let's get a couple more cards out here. Thank you very much. And we have number 18. I am kind-hearted. You are both open-minded and open-hearted, and your ambition is to leave this world better than you found it. Ensure that your goals are aligned with the collective need and with the highest good of all. I am kind-hearted. Some of you with the Hermit card coming out, you might be on a spiritual path, and you might be considering some sort of career that involves spiritual practices or healing practices. You may consider going back to school, or you may already have those opportunities. The Hermit can bring about, with Virgo energy, a natural born healing. So you could be a counselor. You could heal people through art, through your creativity. But you could also do some practical things there as well. But you could do some energy healing there also. So some sort of healing or helping other people in some way. And we have number 5, I am adaptable. We started your very first card out in your reading as number 5, and your very last card in your reading is number 5. So take that as you will, but you do have 3 5s showing out, because right in the heart of your reading, the center of your reading, you've also got another number 5. So you do have 5 5 5. So there could potentially be some big changes that are in the works for you. They may happen all at once, but they may happen over time. The change and evolution. And so this can be wonderful. But I am adaptable. Flexibility is your forte. When life throws you a curveball, you can easily adapt to new circumstances and find excitement in the unexpected change. Wheel of Fortune. Be brave and bold in your endeavors. Ace of Wands. There you go. I am adaptable. Rounding up your reading very nicely. I'll leave all that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. If so, please do like, share, and subscribe. I thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic month, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.